after lots and lots and lots of thinking about it, I think I finally decided how we're going to do the bed cutout and how we're also going to create the sliding bed to make sure that we maximise the space available, the height and things like that, and make it as simple and sturdy as possible. So we've got our main bed batten in, topped with 12mm ply to create the base of the cutout. Then I've cut this 9mm ply board, which will ultimately go around here to create the back wall of the, this will be the headboard, same the other side. And then what I'm going to do is frame within this, so the frame will attach onto this piece like that. So we can assemble it first, and then that in turn will attach onto another 9mm sheet of ply that's going to come down, fixing from here and into the frame there, all the way down that side and all the way over this side back to the first batten in the kitchen area. And then that will all fix together and hold itself nice and securely. But first of all, we're going to move on to the cutouts, starting with cutting the 9mm ply that's going to surround this cutout here. The way this is going to work then is that the piece down here, which is going to go against the van wall in the cutout, is going to have a frame on it. The frame is going to be like this, so you've got that running all the way around the edge of this piece of wood here, and that's 18mm pine. And then we want the bigger piece, which is up here, which is going to be the actual wall, to sit over the top of the pine and come up to this wall here, this edge here. So in order to do that, we've marked the cutout size here, which is the right hand line, if you can see that, on this piece of wood, and then we've brought it in by 18mm, which is the width of the frame, and the cut on this wood is going to be on this inner line, so that this whole piece here overlaps the frame, which will be behind it, and then the cutout bit of wood behind that. So this is starting to look a bit more like a wall now, which is quite exciting. We've cut the left and right frames out of this pine that we had left over. So this will go in here like that, and attach to the front and the back, each side, and then the top piece will come across there, running along the inside of the outer wall here. So for all of these, we're going to need to cut some angles in. So we've cut angles in the bottom and the top of the left and right pieces, because obviously that's flat. We want the top part here to be flat and level. So the angle is nicely allows us to nicely line up those. It was easier with these because we did this on the miter saw, so we could just chop that, no problem at all. For the bit of frame that runs along, it's a long piece, and we need to put the angle in on the front and the back. Don't have a table saw, so I need to work out the best way of doing that in a reliable way, an easy way. And then once we've got that, we can start to attach it all together. The other complication is that we're going to have a strip LED light running along the top here, so just need to work out how we're going to put the groove for the track for that light into here. So try and router it. I'm not sure my router's going to have the right bits or anything, so probably just need to work out what we need to do there before we can really build it, and then we're all good. So on to that. So the solution to getting the angle into the back of this piece of wood, which is going to be our frame running along the top, which needs the angle in the narrow side front and back, is to use our friend's plunge saw, and then we set this up to a 6-degree angle. So we'll take that off the back of this. We can then measure exactly how deep we need it, and then do the same on the other side to put the angle on the front. This seems pretty sturdy, and I think it'll do a good job for us, so we'll give it a go, see how it works out. Right, that was really straightforward and fairly successful. We've got the angle, I don't know if you can see, on the back and front faces of this. So as the wall comes down at an angle, this will then enable the frame to be level still. Next stage is to router a hole or groove along here for the LED lighting strips, which is the next thing to do, and then we can build the whole frame together with nail gun and glue. That looks quite good. Minor mishap in the middle there, where it just jumped, I think, because this wasn't held in place so well, so it's created a groove there, but recovered it. Happy with that. This is the second cutout, slightly bigger than the other one. This is going on the right hand side of the van, and we'll cover a bit more into the kitchen area. The one over there is for the left, which is by the sliding door, so there's less wall to cover. But yeah, glue and nail gun worked really well. Really pleased with the results. So tomorrow we need to just insulate behind them and then fit them. The cutouts are going quite close against the van wall. That's got 6mm Dodomat superliner stuck onto it. So to give the cutouts a little bit of extra insulation, we use this aluminium foil roll, and then we stuck it down using the foil tape. In order to give the cutouts a bit more interest, we decided to buy some vinyl flooring and then cut that to size. We used the spray adhesive to glue that in place on the plywood, which was more challenging than I thought, because as soon as you lay the vinyl down, which is quite flimsy, as you'll see in a minute, it just sticks in place, so I had to do a lot of unsticking and adjusting. Got better with the second one, but it's still not perfect. However, we're really pleased with this approach as a finish, and the vinyl should stay nice and tidy and able to be wiped clean and so on. So this is the job I've been dreading for a while. On the side walls here we're going to be carpeting across and around the cutout, so it's quite fiddly. We've got the back edge where we can tuck the carpet round, but that needs to be a really straight edge. This side I think we'll be able to tuck into the trim, so that's not too bad. And then obviously we need to make sure that it's super flat down here, and then cut it so I can fold it back, and it will and then a nice cut here to try and make it as neat as possible around the recess. So what I don't want to have in the recess where the vinyl and the carpet join is some kind of trim, because I'm just not sure that's going to look so great, but we'll see how neat I can get it. So yeah, it's going to be fun. Kind of don't want to film it because I know then it'll go wrong, but anyway, we've got to do this side and then the other side, and it'll at least mean that the back end of the van is broadly finished. So the next morning, just looking at my work from yesterday, it's all looking pretty good here. Probably can just neaten up down the side there, that's not too bad though. This part I've cut, just needs to be carefully glued so it doesn't go on the vinyl and then stuck down on that side as well. And then just need to do this bit under here. There's a gap there where I've had to cut the carpet, so I need to kind of fit in another piece there, and hopefully it's not too visible. But there will be a strip light running along here as well, so I think that'll help hide any of the issues with the strip light. I don't know whether to glue it down first and then cut out the strip. It could be a bit of a pain, or kind of do it in separate pieces, so I'm going to have to think about that. Right, it's funny how things constantly change and evolve when you're doing a van. So the original idea was that the carpet would fold up under here, and then we would fit this strip light for the LED into a groove I've routed into the frame. I was just trying to work out how to basically cut the strip out here so that can fit in okay. Which is going to be a bit fiddly, so I'm not sure. I'm probably not going to do that necessarily, but what I thought I could do instead was basically cut the carpet quite close to the edge and just have it tucked over a little bit just to form a nice edge here, and then use some of the wood that we've got on the ceiling and have that inset in there to form a bit of a frame. And then obviously we'd need to reroute the groove, but we could then have the strip LED embedded within that, and it might add a little bit more interest and break up the carpet a bit. So it just means that going to delay things a bit for now, but that's no big issue, to be honest. That's just life. So I think I'm going to do that. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So yeah, I'm just going to finish trimming the carpet, and then we'll move on to the other side. It's nearly done. So underneath, you might be able to see the camera low enough. I've got my LED strip light in down there, and I've carpeted just around to the front of it. I've left the back free because we might be doing that framing idea with using a bit of oak effect, same as the ceiling along here, to break up the walls a little bit. But this makes it nice for the time being as we go away in it tomorrow. So that's all good. So then next step, rinse and repeat on this side. And here we are, the finished cutouts in the van, still looking great. We've been to France since I did the carpeting, but everything is still attached and looking nice and trim and clean. Really pleased with the finish actually and how they look in the van. They don't look out of proportion and actually look part of the design. We've kind of probably used more carpet than we wanted to originally, but I am going to be putting something here, some art or some kind of something, I don't know what yet, to break it up. And then that end we've got some upper cabinets as well, so it will kind of reduce the amount of carpet on display. But we think the vinyl flooring works really well to give some interest, and then the LED strip light as well. Certainly like at night and stuff, it allows a bit more subtle lighting in here, so that works really, really well. The main reason for doing them, of course, was to give us extra space at the head and foot of the bed, and we are getting maybe extra 8 to 9 centimeters at each end, which is fantastic. I'm 6 foot and I can now lay out straight between each wall, which is again the whole point of doing them. We haven't really tested them in cool weather. Obviously there is 6mm foam insulation behind here, plus the bit of the silver foil that I put on, so we'll see if that makes a big difference. I don't think it's going to be a huge problem, to be honest, but we will keep you posted on that as we go through the winter. So yeah, thanks for watching the video. I hope you found it interesting and at least giving you some inspiration. If you have, please consider liking it and subscribing to our channel, and don't forget we're over on Instagram at our van plan, where you can get much more of the latest on our build. We're a little bit behind on the videos because it just takes so long to do editing and everything else, but we are got a lot in the pipeline, and we are marching on ahead with the conversion now, with the water, kitchen and upper cabinets as the next big task for us to do. So we'll see you back here on the next build video.